glorified. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen. Thank you very much, Dr. Okoye.
My distinguished panelists, our Vice Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our beloved students, good morning everyone. We're here today. You know, it is said, what is what being well? We started yesterday very well, and we have to continue very well. So at the end, we'll achieve the ultimate goal for which this summit was going to be organized. There was no time before yesterday, those of you who were here, for your contributions, very valuable contributions. Your patience, your time, your understanding. And I'm sure we're going to learn a lot. Like we all know that security is ubiquitous. It's everywhere in this security. Even the ant needs security. That's why the ant, in part of its size, is able to build an ant hill to protect itself. So what about man, the highest creature on earth? So I want to thank you all, to thank the Ekwo Foundation and of course the Institute, Communication Institute of this great institution for all that you've been doing. And thank those who took part yesterday and the panelists of yesterday. We're going to continue on the areas that have already been earmarked, the role of women in peace building, health, security, amongst others. So let me welcome you once again and hope that patience and understanding like they did yesterday, it will also be managed today. We all have a common purpose to achieve security. Anything in particular, serving people, and of course, the country in general. We all have a role to play. Man was responsible towards the progress of the human world. And you know that session for 24 income to provide that it's common to every Nigerian citizen to assist relating between one another. Let's ask ourselves that what can I do to contribute? Problems of our contribution. There's a problem we identified. What can we do to solve this problem? Can we contribute because of this site? Because to make any mistake in particular to be safe and secure for all our valid citizens. We have an entire Southeast region and for the Nigerian general. We have a role for them. We have a responsibility as citizens. So please, and now this summit, the focal point is that how do you stimulate citizen-driven contribution, citizen-driven participation, how to make it so the government service allows and we have responsibility on the source of African sector of the city. The web of the city can contribute. And our leaders, the president, the senators, the governors, they also hold the constitution. And so some cases, security on the webbing and social problem. We pray that our leaders will come to organization, that obligation, their role, and they will be responsible and that their function as leaders. I want to start once again. I want to successful second day on this summit. I'm very thankful that it will be very impactful. And whatever you can do to be part of the society on this summit, we are enjoying for that. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
To also join as panelists this morning. May we heartily welcome Professor Ekwo, Vice Chancellor of Gregory University, from welcome. Good morning, sir. I also have the pleasure of welcoming, also from Gregory University, Uturu, Professor Carlo Uche. Please, you're welcome. May I also invite Mr. Emmett Mbelu, or Mbelu, okay, apologies please. You know we are broadcasters. We're always we're sticklers to pronouncing names appropriately, so forgive me. Mr. Emmett Mbelo is a retired director of marketing, Radio Nigeria. Please sit down. Oh yes, of course, I know him so well at Urban Radio. He's actually a friend of mine. Welcome, sir. May I also welcome retired AIG of Police, Felix Osita. If you were here yesterday and you listened to him, Uyanga. Thank you for making that correction too. I won't make that mistake again. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. And we also have Mrs. Angela Ekenigwe. She made a presentation on behalf of the Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, representing one of the senatorial zones in Plateau State. You're very welcome. Please, you can come to this side and sit. You want gender sensitivity today? Please sit down. Okay. Yes, exactly. Thank you very much. So, but I'm going to sit there now. Gender balance. We're expecting 2 more ladies to join this panel. But before we would like to also welcome a woman leader who is in our midst, Mrs. Cecilia Amadi. Where is she? She was here yesterday. I hope she's still around, okay? You're very welcome. Please come and take a seat. You're welcome. You're welcome. So please, Professor Uchenna Ekwo, you may like to also join them for this particular panel. Okay. This session, we shall be discussing. Okay, you make your opening statement so you can stand there. We shall be interrogating, engaging women in peace and security processes. For this session, engaging women in peace and security processes. Yesterday we touched on it, we just scratched on it, but today we're going to be digging deeper. At this moment, may I welcome Professor Uchenna to make his opening statement.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to actually welcome all the participants in the session. The engagement of women, or the position of women in peace and security is so powerful that we really need to recognize that. Much as I'm not a woman, but I'm so sensitive about issues of gender balance. And I do hope that we put in place that so for a more peaceful society. Because women have become catalysts of change at rural level and at every level. Unfortunately, in most societies, women's roles are not acknowledged. We recognize that women are the pillars of every family. When we talk about peace, it starts from the home. And women really are the engine of every home. We do need to recognize that. Yesterday, we touched on a couple of issues related to the empowerment of women economically and all that. We also cited instances where women have helped in bringing about communal peace from the women were able to get that achieved. And actually, if you follow international politics, we must remember sometime in 2014, women in Sierra Leone also won an award in the Nobel Prize for their participation in peace process in that country. And it's something so model we think we can replicate in our different homes and our society generally. Yesterday, at some point, we started talking about how women are proud of their own members. But it's some maybe perhaps the younger ones will help us to answer the question, why is that the situation? we may not be able to exhaustively time the aspects, the rent and that's what is happening. So we can have that process. Therefore, the gathering will be looking at this from different perspectives. I have also invited my friend, her name is Ashley Hagen. She is actually in Sweden right now. I'm very speaking to her. And she will be joining us. Unfortunately, a lot of issues again today. We see how we get that done. But at the very worst, she can speak to us through audio devices. Then we also have another person, Professor Joy. She is supposed to be here, but when I spoke to her, she was not in the US when I came back myself. So she will be arrived. She arrived yesterday actually. She's not with her right now, but even the flight situation. So she's possibly going to talk to us through audio means as well. But assuming the things are working right, we can also get our views virtually through Zoom. Or if any meeting happens, she joins the recording today. That'd be great. But she is really here for us. I think so. I know please just be right.
Please come and join me.
So I'm looking for a very robust conversation. And like I said yesterday, if for any reason you want to talk, you need to speak any language you choose to translate it. Feel free and engage widely. Because sometimes when issues about women are being discussed, people want to take the back seat. Now we have the opportunity. So we are really giving it a prime time. Okay? So I'd like to welcome everyone and I'll pass it on to the chair for the MC to now regulate the other portions of the panel. And if I was discussing women issues, that does not mean that men cannot talk about women issues. So men, feel free to engage in talk. Feel free, this is a no hold back conversation. Nobody's going to arrest you. You're protected because we have a democratic freedom and democratic society that you should express yourself. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Chair Michael Ekwo Foundation. Dr. Uchenna Ekwo. Thank you for that opening statement. We have not discussed anything that has to do with women, particularly in regards to peace and security, without having our children in mind. So they are here. Please, can you put your hands together for yourselves? Welcome to the Ekwo Peace and Security Summit. You are also free to speak. So I want to encourage you to take notes this morning as you're listening to our panelists, and you have an opportunity of also making your contributions. We're still expecting one member of for this particular panel, and I'm sure she will join us very soon. That's Dr. Obo. She also made a presentation yesterday. So I'd like to take it from this order.
I agree with you that this is a purely professional sector. Even though we the women who are not involved in serving matters, we always write from them. I'm not prepared, I'm not schooled about making any presentation. Rather, nobody knows what we are passing through this year. Anything possible ought to be done will save us from the menace some of us are presently passing through. We are all aware that we have come to a stage whereby everybody is involved. We don't know who next will be affected by the issue of insecurity in this country. So I wish to congratulate my mate. I was familiar with Uchenna Ekwo, the Nigerian group, several years back. Before I left Nigeria for 19 days. I know his ability, what he can do. And I thank God that he was able to put together this wonderful thing on behalf of the next panel. So thank all of you, and I wish everybody here a very happy celebration.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Tate, veteran journalist and zonal director of the Police Agency of Nigeria, to make a presentation. Please give the floor.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome each and every one of us here. I can't mention names because I don't have the names, but I know the few of us. But let me first of all commend and congratulate our dear brother and classmate for over 30 years in the professional industry, for bringing down this summit down to Nigeria, and then in particular in memory of his father, late Michael Ekwo. May he so rest in peace. When you look around, you can see that the number of women here surpass the number of the men. Am I right? Not for ourselves. Everywhere we are, any political, religious, if you go to church, about 60% of the congregation are what? Women. If you go to political gathering, 60-70% of the people there are what? Women. And in this hall here, how many people? What's the percentage? You can tell me. 70-30. What? So I disagree. How many of us? 70-30. 70-30. Okay, you can see that we have the population. We have the strength. We have everything. We have the empowerment. I don't want to believe that women don't have empowerment. We are empowered politically, economically, educationally, name it. So what I want to say here is that we have a great role to play in ensuring peace in this country, in maintaining peace and security in this country. Like the first speaker has said, we are all aware of what is happening in our country today. Today is not the day we talk about what is happening in other countries, but it's happening right under our nose. So what do we do as women? Because this time around, we don't talk about what happened in that place. What we are talking about now is the way forward. Women are advocates. So our role here is very, very important, starting from our homes, our families. We should try as much as possible to raise our children, train our girl child, especially the mothers here, and the girl children. You help your parents, learn, get educated. It's rather unfortunate that in this hall we are begging the girls. When I was working in, the lecturer was telling the girls to enter the hall, that they are going to write stories. And I overheard the girls saying stories. You know, how do we learn? We need to empower ourselves. We need to empower ourselves. That's what I want to talk about. And when you are empowered, you'll be able to fight whatever that will come your way. Insecurity, you'll be able to handle it. Gender-based violence, you'll be able to handle it. Do you know what is gender-based violence? Domestic violence is happening everywhere, right under our noses. So I want to appeal to us, the women, the girl children, that you try to empower yourself in many ways. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, my distinguished Vice Chancellor, Ekwo University, Utu. I bow, I respect you. The chairman of this panel, CP Alobi, my due respect, all members of this panel, and to the initiator of this program, our dear brother, Professor Ekwo. I think I'm very much elated
and policy formulation, because I'm one man who is passionate about women. And all my life, I loved my mother, that to the last time she gave her final breath, I held her in the arm and she gave up. I want to say I was so passionate about my mother that I will buy brazier and bra for my mother. That's the level of it. And as a result of that, I see women as very indispensable in forming politicians in any country. In fact, they are described as an indispensable arithmetics in any socio-economic or political system in any strata you may find them in. Particularly when you find out that women occupy half of the population of the earth. Wherever you go to, by every study, women occupy that population. Therefore, a population of such can never be decimated, can never be excused from forming policies that will govern any particular area they find them in. And that is why I want to look at the issue, like somebody has said, how do we empower the women? We have had so many empowerment strategies set up in this nation, better life for rural women, you win, whatever name you call it. But all those policies were just policies formulated on paper. The translation of those policies to which the rural women, who are the core women, were never done. They were shared in the confines of the government houses, and the first ladies were having success above you, which was very, very wrong. When we had to set up even ministries of women affairs, you ask me, what were the execution of such projects to touch the woman who is a farmer, to touch the woman who is the fisherwoman in the areas of when you had the water and the creeks? How were they able to be touched? And we say most of the empowerment programs that were initiated, strategies and policies were not properly executed to reach those who were meant to be reached. I want to actually come into the area of media, which is my area, and I want to say that the media woman should not just be used as a commercial tool where we use beautiful ladies on our screen just to attract people on AIT or on channel television. You just use women as tools for advertisement. No, but I want to see where women could be involved in strategic media formulation. I'm glad today that I have a woman here who is SAN zonal chairman. And I have women now who are becoming general managers of radio and television stations. That is what it should be. Because it takes a woman to tell the story of a woman. It takes a woman. Because men before now in the media be marginalizing the women. And so when you give a man to give an editorial content about women issues, the man will give it based on the male masculine traditional emasculation system. But when you now have women at the strata of political decision, you will discover that even our media reports will treat the worst women issue. That's why I pay kudos to some women who have birth blocks like the EKGs. And you see that the portrayal of feminism, the portrayal of gender sensitivity is there. And that is why I'm also advocating that women should be given policy place in politicization. I want to see a situation where women in our political parties should form those who should be at the primaries of many parties. Look at APC, look at PDP. How many women were at the primaries of such people? Because the women who have contested the election will feel more secure when they discover that there is a woman among the primary team members of the committee who will have to help to defend their views and their interests. So in politicization, women should actually, and they should enshrine in constitutions of various political parties, that women should be given a sacrosanct place in policy formulation. Let me tell you that the man President Jonathan, because of the virtues of Mama President Jonathan, the woman of the women, the woman of the policy formulation, was able to help Jonathan to do what? To formulate 35% affirmation for appointing position in Nigeria. And that was why, because that woman knew what it meant as a woman to project policies about women. And I still give kudos to her. Apart from her and Mariam Babangida, I've never seen anyone among the first ladies who have done this. Perhaps maybe it may be Monica who may be doing that. But I want to see this translated to a point where women now have a place to sit. And various other, see what is happening in the nation now in WTO. We have Dr. Joe Diwa sitting there. And since then, you can see what is happening in WTO. The trade organization in Nigeria and in the whole world has received some level of sanity. Whenever you find women at the head of formulating politicization, formulation, things go too well. Because they take such acts as mothers. Who doesn't have a mother? Who is not mother? Whoever it is. It takes the women to be able to help us. Even in security issues, in intelligence formulation and gathering, the women will do better than men. Because it is the woman who will go with that man to that hotel, who will go to the drinking parlor to get information, and they can be very reliable agent in busting security information and be reliable persons to help security agencies to address security issues in the country. So I want to tell you that the women have very important role, and if they are given these opportunities to sit at places of authority, and thank God that the Buhari administration has enacted this issue of you not too young to do what? To lead. And I know it's going to favor both youth and others. Now let me give you the caution. If women are in position in the women affairs to advocate, we will not have a situation of domestic violence where a man will just kill the wife, where an uncle will rape a girl who is given not at all your custody as your daughter. You have a lot of rape. Most of these girls will not talk now. They have been raped by their cousins who are men, and by their brothers and their elders, but they can't talk. But because they are not the position, who do they report to? If they report to a man, the man will just cow them down. But there's a woman who is a head mistress or a principal or a vice chancellor, such persons will listen to them because it takes a woman to tell a woman's story. It takes a woman to understand a woman. Thank you very much.
I think that women are their own greatest enemies. 35% affirmation. The representation, has it been implemented? Is it been implemented? When Paul Talent was a presidential candidate for, I can't remember what political party, there were women as delegates for Dr. Mrs. Ochio and to make her president.
Thank you very much. Oh, that description is not too bad, too much. I'm glad to be here. Yesterday I was supposed to come, but unfortunately, already I told the organizer and coordinator of this program, I had another appointment yesterday, so he had to put my own discussion today. So I'm looking at how women can participate in the area of peace and security is from culture. So that's why I titled my paper. You know, we lecturers, we always I had to rush out to articulate something.
Yes.
So I titled my paper, Women's Role in Fostering Peace and Security in Traditional Igbo Society. So I think the question of insecurity and even moral decadence, as we see it today in Nigeria, is as a result of colonialism or Europeanized way of life, or wherever. Because in the olden days, women had a lot of power. You agree with me? The Igbo woman was a warrior, trained to survive all battles, even today. In history, the concept of womanhood has always implied strength, spiritual power, and an ability to survive difficult circumstances. You refer to Mother Earth. The Earth is a woman. So spiritualism starts from there. So today, and we're wondering, where did the rain started to beat us? Where did it start to beat us? It was because of colonialism, because that brought in the inequality between the men and the women. Because the men, the families then became hesitant to send their daughters to school because they would spend so much money in training the daughters. So they rather train the men, and that brought in inequality. So the women now, their powers became almost cut short. They couldn't do much again. So we can go back to that. How can we go back to that in the face of present reality? We can go back to storytelling, folk tales, what I call indigenous African education or Nigerian education. Going back to basics. Because I attribute the question of insecurity to a foundation, a faulty foundation in Nigeria. And that is where the women will come in. That foundation is that there is no longer emphasis on informal learning. Everything is now on formal learning. Informal learning, I mean, is what we may call home training. And that is the business of the women in those days, to train their kids well, even before the kids go away. And that training involves not only physical instruction, direct instruction, indirect instruction through your examples. You are the first role model to your child. So is this still happening? How can women do this? Also, we are faced today with the case, I'm looking at the foundation of insecurity, with the sake of what we call toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity. Because we emphasize too much on training the girl child at the expense of not training the boy child. Yeah, the emphasis is because women generally, the way they come into the world, the way women are brought forth into the world, and the natural things surrounding them. They undergo menstruation, they leave their husband's house, their parents' house, to live in another man's house. All these things are stressful, and it helps, and they help to fortify women. The difficulties she will have. But some people say it's not just training, it's even from the stomach. Because the XX chromosome, you remember the XY, and in biology tells us that the XY chromosome, that's the male, that will rush to the fallopian, to meet the egg, the ovum, before it releases, and usually dies off after 24 hours. But the XX, the women chromosome, will stay on, sometimes 3 days. That's why these days women are getting still bigger in number, or larger in number than the men. So, what I'm saying is, while we are training our girl child, society is spending so much time training it. Somebody discovered that the population here is determining the population by 70-30. So why is it that the boys are no longer going to school? That's a problem. So while we are expressing female empowerment or whatever, I think very soon we'll be faced with a worse situation where the male will need to be empowered. I think we are already there. It's just that the male are still, notwithstanding the progresses that women are making, they are still reluctant in giving women key positions in government, like our colleagues have pointed out. So, but the issue is that the men need to buckle up, and families, including the women that train these children, need to know that we have a problem in our hands. Just like you try to tell your girl child, do this, you need to learn how to swim, you need to train your boy child too. Otherwise, you're depriving them of that indigenous informal learning, home training they should have, and that is bringing about insecurity. So if we go back to basics, to the foundation, we'll be able, because it is men usually that get involved in this bombing, kidnapping, and all that. And they get involved because they lack those virtues in society, which we teach through indigenous education. Virtues of integrity, character, self-sufficiency, self-esteem, respect for others, and respect for self. So, and those things are lacking in society, and there's nothing you can do. And these boys are waspies. They are not trained, and that's why insecurity is. So I'm going back to that women can help solve this insecurity through the traditional ways, through culture and tradition. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, members of the panel, our distinguished foundation chairman, as well as the students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, ma'am. Good afternoon, all of you. Yeah, when I look at the screen here, I see ideas festival, meaning that it shouldn't be a monologue, it's not even a dialogue. I call it a hybrid dialogue, maybe, because it's still so, it's good we are targeting the issues of women, getting women peace and security processes. As has been noted yesterday, we were able to establish that women have their traditional roles and that they can play this in various ways. We also established that yesterday that in conflict situation, women and children suffer most. And those of us who were there, were old enough to be around during the Civil War, all our mothers suffered while our fathers were in the war front. We had instances where our mothers, some of them were pregnant or lactating, and also backing some babies at their backs. I mean, there are some formulas that are following along. And as soon as not even good. So we saw all that during the Civil War. These are northwest geographical zones of the country. And let me just give a little statistics. Some 1920, in the year 2003, I was area commander in Damaturu is Yobe State. And that was actually where Boko Haram started. Never mind that they settled down in the Borno State. But they started as young Talibians in Damaturu. I was posted as area commander. And I was the first pioneer area commander. When I got there, the commissioner of police told me that there's no office for the area commander, so I have to go and locate an office. So I told him no problem, I'll go and take over the office of the DPO. That's how military and paramilitary organization work. And I don't know what it is in the academy. That when you get there, if there's no office for you, take that of the military. So he told me, area commander, I'm sorry, the office of the DPO was bombed, ransacked about a month ago. So the area commander, if I get there, I will see Monday 3 because his office was gone. Is that so? So I drove there and behold, I saw the DPO under a mango tree as his office. Why I'm mentioning this is that we can now have an idea that we who are here, even though we are facing our own challenges, we haven't gotten to that level. Even though we are moving towards it, but it's left for us to see how we pull it back. And this is where women can play a very serious role by making our children understand that those things that are happening there, we saw it happen here between 1967 and 70. And we have had instances in recent times where policemen have become endangered species, where police stations are burnt in Southeast, and people clap because of wrong orientation. At the end of it all, if it continues, we will have a state of anarchy where there will be no rule and everybody will be on his own. If you look at what is happening in the Northeast today, you find that we have about 8.4 million people in the northeast of Borno, Adamawa University, who need humanitarian aid in this year 2022. Of these, 2.2 million are internally displaced persons. 1.5 million are returnees who lack essential services and livelihood. 3.9 million of these are members of community affected by hosting of internally displaced persons. This figure will also include the majority, an estimated 733,000 of 1 million people in areas currently inaccessible to international humanitarian actions. Of course, this population, when you get there, you find that the majority of those who are suffering are women and children. And so, it comes to the situation where the women will now have to start aggregating themselves, not like you have the civilian JTF in the north, east there, trying to fight the evils. Women here can do that. Of course, you have such platform like the August break, the August meeting, is it? I think they have not cancelled it, it's suspended. So, it provides a very formidable forum where the women can meet.
All these neighborhoods are not them money. All these neighborhoods make peace. Like now, August 29. All these neighborhoods may be any oh, we see that all these neighborhoods I think this now of one. As my brother said in the Bible about Esther. Who knows for him and who is there and always that he had the chance when I'm so no didn't never all God has been when na babu mago maka because o maka because my den explananya ni no wa na ko
which is called the Sami people, I'm very grateful to be able to join you today from talk some minutes from my perspective about peace, security, and being a woman. And of course, I'm talking from a Scandinavian perspective. As I am a woman, I'm 58 years old. I have been experienced different parts of the history in the European, Scandinavian, European, and world history. So through these years, I've had different roles in my life, and I think we have to look at the peace engagement through the different roles in our life. And the roles are interconnected, of course. I am a woman, I am a mother, I am a wife, I am an entrepreneur, I am an educator, I am a researcher, I am a part of a community. There are many roles in our lives. We have individual roles, and the individual roles are parts of the different communities. I'm saying this because for me, it's the beginning for peace engagement is through me as an individual, and being able to support other individuals in their work for peace. And I like the texts for the background and thoughts for this conference that you have been organizing. Since peace is it is security, it is having economy, it is education, it is having security in the different areas in our lives, locally and globally. And of course, more than ever, it's about the environment. So for me, when I was a young girl, it was in the northwest of Europe, or in the Western world, we had the Cold War between East and West, and the women in Europe were organizing themselves. It was called the in the 1980s, people taking the initiative, saying that as mothers and grandmothers, we do not expect the society to spend money anymore on conflicts. So we had a movement. We were the first people invited over to what was called the Soviet Union at that time. We never thought it would be possible, but it was. We were a part of the negotiations between East and West, being able to disarm. And of course now, many years later, we are back to the same situation again. There are people and groups in the world who earn power and money on war, who are interested in the conflict. So we have to be aware about that. We are talking about women and peace movements. For me, it is about starting with being an individual and working for being able to be in a peaceful state, peaceful spirit as a person, and share this with others. Share it as a mother, share it as a wife, share it in my local community, share it as a teacher in politics, and of course, through history, to be a woman and to get access, to have a voice in the society is different than for many men, and it is really important and has been a very important struggle in Scandinavia for getting your voice heard. It is a long history and a lot of work. Having a voice as a woman.
Okay, we can't hear you anymore.
But also, in small societies, women in rural areas.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you very much for your contribution. We appreciate it. Have a blessed day. See you.
Yeah.
She's talking.
Well, she has concluded. The point she's making is some of the experiences they have there, it is difficult for women in Scandinavian nations to find a voice to speak. But right from the 80s, they organized themselves as mothers and women, to form a force to move against war. And they succeeded in persuading those who were poor to even disarm. And the point she's making, another critical point she made is that spending money and time and resources on war is wasteful. Money that would have been channeled to other productive things, particularly taking care of women and children and homes, and you're spending that kind of money, for instance, the Nigerian government has, in quotes, expended so far on national security.
Indeed, women have a big role to play. I belong to an organization called the West African Network for Peace Building, WANEP. And WANEP has a spin-off called Women in Peace Building. And really, you begin to understand even better the role that women play. Because, like we said yesterday, there's a gendered perspective on security. In all of the armed conflicts that occur, except in one. Sexual violence against women is common. And in the only area where it wasn't practiced, it was because the soldiers there had a worry that it would alter their abilities if they touched women. Otherwise, women are usually the spoils of war. During the Biafran War, families hid their daughters and arranged earlier than usual marriages because they wanted to keep their daughters safe. Because if the Nigerian troops came across your daughter and whatever it is they did with her, it would be difficult to get her married off. And each family was worried about their honor and the loss that would amount to the family because of the potential value that would drop if she was raped or if she was scattered off. I have relatives that we never saw, and one that came back in the 80s. Bride price was their problem, family honor was their problem. So women have a role to play in peace building. And how does it start? How do we even get women to have a voice? I want you to think about your own families. When you even go to offer an opinion, and then they ask you, you don't talk. So how do we get women to have a voice? First of all, education. The more educated you are, the better the chances that your income will be high, and the higher your income, the more likely it is that you're going to have a voice. So it's like there's a domino effect. So if there are women that are not educated that have a voice, but there are very few. You know, there are women that have the gift of oratory, they're able to talk, but there are very, very few that will speak and command the attention of others. Begins to shape you and prepare you for what it is. And then when you come to the communities, like where I come, I'm from Ekwo. In the entire area, the sub-region here, Ekwo women are known to be very dominant. And it is because, not because of education, Ekwo women are dominant because of their income. Because of their income. They trade, they are known to move across several markets so that the average Ekwo woman can take care of herself. So because of that, whether the men want or not, the Ekwo woman has a voice. So we need to get the communities to recognize that these women must have a voice. But what can we do at the micro level? Education, income. That automatically invites you to the table. Thank you.
Stand on the existing protocol. Since from yesterday, not just from yesterday, it has been established that women certainly have role in security and peace building. Where we are now, where we should be now, is the way forward. How do they exercise that? My dear sister, as if we discussed, she has talked about education and having the resources. You know, in our society, Onitsha people will say, Oje, nkelinkawa, jenkilinko. Do you understand that? Oje, nkelinkawa, jenkilinko. So if you are well educated and you have what it takes for people to listen to you, you're good to go. So all that we have been saying about women, are we ready to do the job? Yes. Are we really doing the job? My answer is that we are not. We are not. It's not enough for the men to be, talking about the percentage, how powerful we are. Prof told us how he loves his mother, how he even buys bra for the mother and all that. Are we really playing the roles that we should play in the family? The family is the first agent of socialization, isn't it? Yes. The first agent of socialization. And who is, we always say that the men are the head of the family, but the women are the neck. Without the neck, the head cannot stand.
must sit up. We are not sitting up. That's the honest truth. There's no point when they talk about women taking up, we'll be clapping. We are not doing the job. Catch them young. Like when we were coming this morning, we were talking about security. When we were coming out of our hotel this morning, myself and Luciano, there was this woman coming down the staircase with his son, a little boy of like 3-4 years. The boy fell. The boy fell. Instead of the woman to just, pet the boy and tell him, yeah, sorry, oh, sorry. She turned and was shouting on the bed at the boy. Why should you fall? Yes, and that's a mother. So what role are we playing? Aggression. That boy wouldn't know what love is. It starts with love. So anybody you don't love, you can do anything to that person. We have been told as how a boy killed a girlfriend for 7 years, no, because there was no love. There are things you don't do if you have love. Women, are we showing love to our children, or we are busy pursuing money that will not lead us to anywhere? At the end of the day, nobody there to enjoy the money, because your children, they have all gone. And when they are gone, you can't get them back. So it's better we start from day one to talk about this security of a thing. Men are giving us that time. Please, let us not be complaining anymore. I'm now talking to us, the women. We should stop complaining because we have been given that chance. Let's sit up and take up our roles as mother. Bring them up well. Catch them young. Be close to them. Be close. Make them your best friends. Make your children your best friends. Even their girlfriends, know them. Their boyfriends, know them. All of you should be friends together, so that they can never do any bad thing because they know you are involved. So mothers, women, let us get ourselves attached to these children. It will help a lot in this security, peace building we are doing. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much. We have an opportunity to make a contribution to this dialogue. In fact, the hybrid conversation, as far as we're concerned, it's a hybrid conversation. So you can say something now. So if you have something to say, a contribution to make, please could you indicate by raising your hand up? Okay, so number 1, number 2, number 3. What about you guys? Okay, number 4. Any other person? Number 4. Number 5. The girls are not talking though. I will volunteer somebody if you don't volunteer yourself. Alright, so please when you stand up, okay, number 5, right? Or is it 6? Okay. So please once you stand up, introduce yourself and then please just take about 1 minute to say what you have to say.
My name is Dr. Ekwo, the director of communication of INCB. I want to contribute this way on this matter of this discourse. When Ojel she mentioned the fact that the problems we have on hand about security begins from the fact that we have neglected our oral tradition of raising children in families. And I cannot agree more with that. Because there is what we call orientation. And if it is given any enough in life, it is always hard to live. And it sticks more than when you are coming after. There's what it's already out in the field. I've left where you can take control. And then it's very difficult for you to control, where the matter is already beyond control. Now, when she was talking about it cast my mind back to, because she started by saying that it's the problem of the colonialism that came onto us. And then that cast my mind to a book I read when I was in school, written by Dr. Walter. He said the book is titled How People Developed Africa. And I thought that the West woman was talking to that this right to my head. Now, I remember when I was younger in the village, when your 8 mates are supposed to clean the roads, you must not fail. Because if you fail, of course you know what is going to be possible. And it was very, very effective maintaining roads and the pathways in those days. The same thing goes to the women, how they were keeping the village clean and all that. And now get back to the issue of religion. Now when the church came, we were meant to understand that it is only when you die you go to heaven, and that's why you are answerable. But the African tradition is here on earth. That is what the deities were meant, or who were meant to understand that. If you go contrary to what is Allah, and people were very much afraid to go contrary to that. You really hear about the type of things we have today, and people kill here and there. Human life is a very, very, very sacred and a very, very respected.
Okay, let's now listen to Dr. Samuel Ronejo.
When we were growing, he said that women do not go to school, women do not go to school. Suddenly, the women now started going to school, and men dropped back. He says that because men want to get fast money, they are good and so on. Like one of the speakers said today that among 20 men, there are boys, there must be a female. I agree with that fact. One of our sisters was once kidnapped along the way road where they went to the bush. It was a female among the kidnappers that negotiating for girls, for ladies, which means women are also involved in kidnapping issues. Also, about 3 weeks or a month ago, there was a video that went viral that was young boy in primary school, 14 years. He asked the friend to take him to a place. They went to a man. Unfortunately, the friend don't know where the friend was taking him until they reached there. And the man came and said, hey, 12 you are here. You want to kill your friend. You want to kill your friend. That was the time the friend started to know that Arime was to kill him. Then the boy was asked, why trying to kill your friend? He said he want to kill him so that he will buy a car.
A G-Wagon. He wants to drive a G-Wagon at 14 years.
That is to confirm the idea that men are looking for fast money. Again, I also observe personally that the children of these days, 10 years back to now, are no longer hearing. And this is the area where I would like our professors here to educate us more. Children are asked to listen to the advice, listen to the instruction. There was a case we had in our church recently. Then we have had a seminar with our mass servers, talked to them one-on-one. Please invited them, and glad we invited them because children are no longer keeping to the rules. It's listening becomes hard, obedience becomes very difficult. How do we, under this tense, under this situation, handle our children? Even in the schools, we need to see them. No more respect. You are coming along the passage, you are meeting the student, they cannot even say, take this lecturer back. You can judge the student while you are going. What is the cause of all this thing? I want these panelists to attend this so that we can learn more how we can handle our handling the children these days?
Thank you very much, Dr. Samuel Bebe.
I'm a student. And also, I'm not a student. Let me take it away. Women generally undergo some temptations in society. And I came across one student.
Men don't undergo temptations in society. The only women that
General women, no, we're talking about women today.
No, that's not true. We're not talking about women's necessity.
Okay, it's all right.
Go ahead. But we understand where you're going.
Yeah, but I'm talking about women now.
Okay.
Okay, now, like in our society today, there are the people that the group that, undergo what I'm trying to say. Like I came across a student last week. She was like confiding in me, trying to tell me that a reverend father related to her, like what Professor mentioned of
yes, sexually molested.
Yeah, incest took place between this lady and the reverend father. She was like telling me, I don't know, she doesn't know how to take that to the mother. I insisted that you must have to tell your mother about this. Good. The reverend father being the person sponsoring her is here. Like the 7 years later. So I said, okay, because why do that? If the girl did that, or makes herself available, then she will continue paying that. Understand? So but if she refuses, she will not. Like this time around, this second semester now, you didn't want to, because I told her that you must tell him you are not so kind. So since she said that, he said he would never take school fees and that's give her the next week. So on that note, they have been going undergo some certain things, which have told her you must have to tell your mother about it. That one gone. Actually, I'm into writing. I came up with a story I called my parents' fault. Like we didn't mention about mothers. There are some mothers who doesn't care about their children and mothers, especially parent child. Whatever you see, whatever a man calls brother to you, that means automatically, because since you are on this, automatically you are pregnant instead of telling her the normal thing. So now on a very day, there were men around surrounding the place where they are playing together. Unfortunately, they were playing together, and one of them, one of the girls, is praying to God.
They went to take it, and the men downstairs saw her on this.
Okay, so you want to say, there is someone, everyone is living in the house, and all of them are living together, actually. Then, the guy, and the guy was to go and he says, how he felt.
So the most important thing is that families, the point you're making is that mothers should take responsibility and educate their children properly. Let them know exactly what it is. Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very much.
The issues of indiscipline in our tertiary institution. And particularly because this is my 31 years in the tertiary institution. 31 years. I've traversed through the polytechnic to the universities, both public sector and private sector experience. And one thing I want to lay to heart is the fact that we don't have the issue of mentor and mentee. It's a big factor. Mentor and mentee is very important. Sometimes I ask even those of us who are lecturers, what moral right do you have to discipline a student when you are also involved in plagiarism to tell him not to commit plagiarism? What right does a lecturer have to discipline a student when you are also a capon and a member of the secret court and you want to tell the other student not to belong? Because those who promote secret courts in our universities are actually the dons and the professors in the universities. And so, the other siblings look up to them and they demand men to follow. I know what happened to my child. One of my sons wrote YF recently, and they were talking about going to study centers, miracle centers, and all that. And I told that child, I You are not going to go to any study center. You are going to write this mathematics. I'm paying nobody, and you must do well. I want to tell you, to the glory of God, that this person where I came out, my child had A1 in general mathematics.
From HND Mass Communication Department. Having listened to quite a lot of insightful statements has been made from the panels, and then a lot of contributions has been made. I want to come from this aspect. In the African society today, there is a virtue that we know of women till tomorrow within the African society that appear to be fast disappearing. Growing up as a child, there was this virtue that we see in our mom, in our parents, but most especially our mother. This virtue has to deal with having compassion on your child. The Bible talks about it in Isaiah 49 and verse 15. It says, can a mother forsake her sucking child, that she will not have compassion to give her suck? And the Bible says, yes, she may. What I want to extract from there is that aspect of compassion. Today, we hear people talk about women's empowerment, women's advocating for gender equality, and so on and so forth. But there is something that appears to be competing with this compassion that we know of women for. And that is trying to focus more attention on those things that you desire more and having less attention on the very much needed thing, which is primarily your home and your family. Coming to school almost every day, coming across the various bus stops that we have, I realized that there are several children at the age of 8, 7, 10, and 12. Most especially young boys, little children, boys. They are now filling up the whole bus stops, no longer mad people now, but the younger ones, the little children at the age of 12 and 13. Now the question is, among the whole women's society of Nigeria, has it not come to a point whereby some of the organizations will develop compassion to look at these children and put them together and pull them out from the streets and at least source to know where they are all coming out from? Of today's topic is said the role of a mother or woman in peace and security. I want to say that in Enugu State today, if nothing is done in the aspect of rescuing our children from the streets, any moment from now, no longer tomorrow, any moment from now, Enugu State, to be very specific, will begin to experience what Boronu may do. God forbid somebody will say. But the needed attention needs to be focused on these children and the audience. And finally on this point, talking about peace, we want to say the mothers need to focus a little more on women's gender equality or whatever, and look inward to their home, because that is actually where the whole thing begins. Thank you very much.
Processes of conflict. And the panelists has spoken much about it. They have mentioned value, education, and money. But I feel that we're missing something. Positions. There's a war or a conflict going on in the northern part of Nigeria. Money, value, education has not stopped it. I think that if women who are empowered, women who has value, who have education, who's educated, and who has the money, is placed into the justice system of Nigeria.
Okay, the judiciary.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're actually advocating that we should have more women judges?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Don't we have enough women as judges?
There are.
Okay, but your point is noted. So what you're saying is that if women occupy better positions, they will do better for other women?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anything you want to say? Alright, thank you. Let's give it to the last lady.
Everybody have made wonderful contributions. And I have this thing to say. A lot of people were laying emphasis on women. As a child, a historian. He understands so much about my culture, about our culture, about African society. So he gave us lectures on Osu system, outcast system, all those things. He started teaching us about it when I was in primary 2. So in my before my primary school, I knew a lot about my culture, about where I came from, the things that are forbidden, the things we are not meant to do. He even taught us that in my father's clan, our women do not prostitute. You understand? All this knowledge we got from our father, because he was more enlightened than my mother. So please, they should stop pushing it up to just women. A father might be more enlightened. So a father can bring up his children the way he wants them to be. A father can do a lot in impacting on the life of his children. So adding to what our brother over there said, he talked about the children talking about the streets. The last time I was at Holy Ghost, I saw a lot of kids and mothers, breastfeeding mothers, some are heavily pregnant. Some are having suckling babies and they are still heavy.
Those ones that are being on the roads, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
So these mothers, when you look at some of them, they are not deformed. They are not deformed, they are not blind, they are not sick. They are healthy. You see them making babies even more than an average woman that can fend for her children.
All right, thank
so
you.
I think there is a need for the government to look into this matter, because the whole place is getting rowdy. A lot of rascals. When you go around Holy Ghost, you hear a lot of bad news, what these children are doing.
She's brilliant.
My parents were not that comfortable, but I was born to know that after school, we go to my mother's place of business, help her for a while, then go home, run our assignment. So that has been the Ekwo foundation. That has been the average life of an Ekwo man. Not sending your children out in the streets, taking them out in the streets to come around and beg. It has never been the life of an Ekwo man.
All right, thank you very much on it. There are different sessions.
Yes.
The madam, are you paying attention? So this session is about women and peace building and maintaining security. I hope you understand. So that's why women constitute the focus of this particular session. And we're not overburdening women. My own children, I have 2 boys and 2 girls. My children, I'm the one who handles the assignment. But my daughter, who was a slow bloomer, when she started, she wasn't doing well. But anytime they complain, their teacher, I said, this is the daughter of the lecturer. This girl is very brilliant to calm down, and it happened eventually. So what will happen? She will have maybe, at the time the school can't do anything if my daughter is not around. She became the star. So they have debates. So she prepares and she comes, and I'm the one. She'll probably propose and I'll oppose. Or she may oppose and I'll propose. I hope you understand. And right from when they were children, I used to tell them also spoke laws. Because I enjoyed listening to them from my father. And I can remember some. And he actually authored, he documented some of those things. So I remember those stories and I tell them those stories. Fathers are also expected, if they can find the time to. But the reason why the focus is on women is that women spend more time with their children.
With you, you're a very brilliant student. However, because you're in HND2, every student here should take note. Ayamaka was saying, it is not as if anybody is condemning women. But in every study, you people are scholars. The focus of this very session revolves around women's role. Nsuru na why we fail na si we fake why we fail. Why we fail. Good. And I make projects. And I learn about scope.
That's the scope. I just talked about women now. Yes.
All right, so
thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to announce that the next session will be looking at information security and health security. It will be a combined session. So we'll be a bit faster in the next session. Please, right now we're going to take group photographs, and there's snacks. Snacks will be distributed to those who are still available. All right? Please, we'll take group photographs again today. I'd like to first urge those panelists. Please, can we step out to the